Hey guys, first of all, Comic Book University. I'm going to assume I'm live. All right, guys. Basically, I'm going to be talking a few things. I have it up here so you guys can check it out. We're talking about this podcast number 26. Going to be talking about Wonder Woman 1 week later. On top of that, we're going to be talking about the new Black Panther trailer, and we're going to talk about comics ratings. This is actually kind of a response to something that I saw on Comics Drake, or is it Comic Drake? He puts out a video like once a week. I can usually take the time to watch, what he's doing. He's a very cool guy. It's not like directly to him, like, hey you, but it's a whatever. Just something that he'd said at one point. Anyway, I'll get to that a little bit later. Right now, I want to talk about Wonder Woman. Lewis from the Geek Fortress was supposed to be here. He was on the podcast last week. He was supposed to be here for this, except he freaking flaked out on me. No, I'm not going to sit here and throw the dude under the bus. He partially flaked out on me. His wife went and got him tickets to go see S.h.i.e.L.D. Adam Copeland from formerly of WWE. He might actually be under contract still, whatever. Actor, all that good stuff. And I can't blame him. I believe this is his first time going to go see him. I saw Edge and Christian. I saw them together this one time. What do you call it? WWE. Excuse me, WWE New York. I don't know if anybody remembers that at one point they called it WWE The World, and that sucked. But when it was called WWE, at Times Square, it was actually really good stuff. It was in Times Square in Jersey. I could take the bus up there to Port Authority and then take a subway. Forget which one. Literally like one subway hop away, and bang, I'm there. Good morning, Professor. Saw Wonder Woman last night. Pretty good. No Man's Land scene. Yes. Yeah, that No Man's Land scene actually changed everything, didn't it? It literally, it was the shift in the movie. But anyway, WWE New York was really good stuff. I actually enjoyed it. I'm really sad that it's gone, but it was really expensive. I remember I would stop in there. Every time I was in the city, I would stop off there for lunch. And literally, I'd be, I'd go because I wanted to be in the scenery and all that good stuff. But for the love of God, they were expensive. I mean, you talk about a basket of fries for $10. Those fries weren't that good. All right, just it ain't $10 worth good. So yeah, but I did get to meet them there. I met a few wrestlers there. I took my little brother there at least once. He got to actually meet, shake hands, and get an autograph by Al Snow. At the time, that was actually a pretty big deal. What does everybody want? Head. He'd have the mannequin head with help written backwards for the mirror. I thought it was pretty good. Anyway, so yeah, really good stuff up there. He's going to go and see Edge someplace, I guess, in Jersey, and yeah, best of luck to him. In the meantime, we were supposed to be talking about this together since we were talking about a few things last week, and we were scheduled, but tried to get somebody else. That guy just didn't, I don't know, whatever his excuse is for not wanting to be on the podcast. We could have talked about anything. I just suggested a Wonder Woman. He didn't want to see the movie. I don't know why. It was a good movie. What I want to talk about is Wonder Woman 1 week later. Now, Wonder Woman is a really good movie. Okay, let me just start, because I'm going to say some things that are going to sound really negative. Look, understand something. If you were thinking that Wonder Woman is the greatest movie ever and it's the second coming, that the trumpets were blaring and the clouds parted and angels descended to the earth when Wonder Woman premiered, yeah, no. It wasn't that damn good. You take that, zealotry out of it, it was a fantastic movie. I loved watching that movie. I absolutely loved watching that movie. I may very well go and see it again. I didn't see it again this week. Ridiculously busy schedule. I'm behind on my video reviews, my comic book reviews. It's life. It happens. In the interim, don't forget, Solomon Grundy Explained in a Minute just put it up before this thing went live. Just saying. So, yeah, Wonder Woman. Really fantastic movie. Here's the thing that I always get into the negative stuff first, right? No, I'm just going to say it was a really fantastic movie. Chris Pine blew that out of the water. Okay, I thought that going into this, I thought that Chris Pine was just going to be a bumbling oaf the whole time, a stumbling doofus, just whatever, man. No, he pulled off this movie in an amazing, amazing way. And I'm going to say that for the most part, he kind of carried the movie. Wolf Warner, what's up, brother? The movie was decent, not a game changer. I'm going to disagree, only in the sense that I think it was a game changer. Look, this was enough to get people... When you compare it to Man of Steel, which again, aside from the ending, I actually liked. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. I actually liked that movie. But, when you compare it to Batman vs. Superman, you think about all this. I don't know if anybody remembers that zealotry that people were in for when that movie came out. Oh, #1 at the box office. Not only #1 at the box office, it broke every other record ever. Oh my God, it was amazing. Yes, Chris Pine was surprisingly good. Dick Fillmore, he really was surprisingly good. But look, I think that shuts up all the naysayers. It broke all these records. No, it broke one record. It really did break one record. That it was the most anticipated movie probably ever. Seriously, probably ever. All right, I'm including the Star Wars sequels. All right, am I going to include The Phantom Menace? No, because a lot of people took off for work for that. I took off of work to go see Phantom Menace, bought 2 tickets a month in advance. Nah. Literally, 2 tickets, one and then the very next showing in the same theater. I bought tickets in a row like that. And hey, I was big and stuck on that hype train for a while also. But I remember I watched the movie and I was like, this is amazing. Oh, Star Wars is back. Yeah, baby. But then I watched it the second time immediately afterwards and it was just like, oh, yeah, Jar Jar. What was up with that? Wow, Qui-Gon Jinn, amazing Jedi. You just killed him. Darth Maul, holy crap. He could actually be on par with Darth Vader. I can't wait to see Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, have to go at it with Darth Maul to see who's going to be the Emperor's true apprentice. And, oh, they killed him. Damn. There were a lot of really bad things that happened in Phantom Menace, but the hype was real. Right? The hype was real. Then we found out the cake was a lie. Look, with Wonder Woman, the cake is not a lie. This was a really good movie. This was an amazing movie. Game changer. Yeah, I do believe it is a game changer for DC. Unfortunately, it's not the game changer. So, yeah, Wolf, you're actually right in that regard. Because one of the things I want to get to later on is that, yeah, there are so many reshoots being done now with Justice League that... And, Zack Snyder, I feel so bad. Again, all the well wishes in the world to this poor guy and his family. His wife, his family, and his daughter. I think her name was Autumn. At 20 years old, committed suicide. Oh my God, that is insane. That is insane. I feel terrible for him. So he was trying to, drown himself in his work. Liam Neeson, we're just talking about Qui-Gon Jinn. Liam Neeson did the exact same thing. He drowned himself in his work when his wife died in that skiing accident. And, it was horrible. It was horrible. And then he just realized, I can't drown myself in my work. I'm so distracted. I can't really do this movie the right way. I can't do it justice League, I'm not good at puns, all right? And, he left the movie. He bowed out very gracefully. I still stand by everything that I said, that he's ruining these movies. Now I just understand why he's ruining these movies. It's not because he's a jackass. It's because he was ridiculously distracted for a very good reason. I can't blame the guy, and all the best wishes in the world to him. But, Joss Whedon jumps on this movie, and it's a hot mess dumpster fire. He's, the reports are coming out. He is a very noble guy. He would never sit there and say, yeah, Zach effed this movie up so bad. No, he would never do something like that. All these are extra reports that are coming out where he's stating, not where he's stating, where people are saying there are a lot of reshoots being done. And good. Hopefully one of those reshoots is not having Aquaman acting like Keanu Reeves. All right, with Keanu Reeves with surfing on the Batmobile and going, oh, you're like a bat. Cool. No, I do not want to freaking see that. I want to see him being that badass that we were seeing in the trailers, where he's going to be, he's grabbing Batman, he's not talking a lot, and he's just really mean. I know Jason Momoa is a really cool guy in life. I would love to hang out with him. You know what I'm saying? I would love to buy the first round and just hang out with this guy. But I don't want to see him acting like a freaking surfer dude when he's acting like Aquaman. No. So, no, please reshoot that, amongst many other things. Probably mostly with him. Don't. You've already got comic relief in The Flash. Don't have everybody be comic relief, man. Don't do that. And we don't need Cyborg being a cyborg. We don't need him being a robot, all right? He's a cyborg. He's half human, half machine, all right? We don't need him to be that I am emotionless and I will destroy. Oh, bad guy. Boom, boom. I don't want to see that garbage. I want to see him having fun. I want to see him talking the way that he talked back when he was, when he was a football player. I want to see him just bad mouthing people, trash talking people. I wouldn't mind hearing a booyah just once. Just once. I wouldn't mind hearing that from Teen Titans. You know what I'm talking about. I would love to see that. That's the kind of thing I would like to see. Phantom Menace was awesome. Dick Fillmore, better than recycled EU known as The Force Awakens. Oh man. Yeah, okay. The Force Awakens, it was a soft reboot. Come on, man. But I didn't have any problem with it. I know at the end, the pussification of Kylo Ren, yes, absolutely. But when the mask was on, he would, come on, man, stopping a blaster bolt in mid flight and leaving it there, like that was pretty cool, right? So anyway, yeah, all these reshoots that are being done, it says that this really is a hot mess dumpster fire. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a steaming pile of dog crap sitting in a paper bag at somebody's front door, and somebody rings the bell and runs away, and the guy comes out. Oh no, a fire! Stomps it out, gets dog crap all over him. You know, like that's what it is right now. That's my analogy of what people are saying is happening with the Justice League right now. So every other movie is on hold right now in the DCEU. So if Wonder Woman really were a true game changer, okay, then that wouldn't be the case. But no, even with the tremendous success of this film and staying strong in the box office, and I feel bad for the Mummy and the Universal Studios Monsters franchise, because yeah, they're actually trying to make that a self-contained universe also with all the monsters. Frankenstein's monster, the Mummy, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are going to be, he was already in that particular movie. I didn't see it yet. I may go see this. But yeah, Dracula, like all of this stuff, let your hate flow, dick. Dick's a dick sometimes. But, like, forget about it, man. Just, yeah, the whole thing is actually, the whole DCEU, the DC Comics Extended Universe, Cinematic Universe, is actually on hold until they can figure out what the hell they're doing with the Justice League. That's bad. That's actually really bad. But as far as Wonder Woman is concerned, it was a really great movie. Here's the thing. Unbelievable supporting cast. And yeah, Chris Pine should get Best Supporting Actor for his role in this. I'm not joking. I'm not joking about that, because he really did mostly carry the weight of this movie. Patty Jenkins did a freaking stupendous job on this movie. Amazing job on this movie. Just all the little things that I felt like, why are you putting her in World War I? She was a World War II character, okay? When you actually see the movie, it's pretty understandable. I think it's pretty understandable, because especially when a guy named Chris gets on a plane and sacrifices himself in the plane in order to save the day. If it also happened in World War II, that would just be a little bit too close to home. As it stands, it was too close to home to begin with, all right? So, yeah, I'm referring to Captain America. Deal with it. Just deal with it. That was the scene. We already saw that scene. And even like, Gal Gadot did a good job. She did a very good job. She was not the star of this movie. She was the star of the movie, but she wasn't the main thing about this movie. Look, she's an incredibly beautiful woman. She is unbelievably woman. A guy named Steve. Yeah. A guy named Steve being played by a guy named Chris. Dick Fillmore, good point. Didn't know Wonder Woman could go nuclear with the bracelets. What the F? Wolf Warner, yeah. Well, no, in some aspect, you got to remember, man, Wonder Woman has had a lot of reboots in her time. Do you remember the time that she was a secret agent and gave up her powers because the Amazonians left the Earth to go off and reboot? So for a couple, I think it was like 2 years, she was a Secret Service agent, a spy, dressed in white and with no powers, learning karate. And inside of those 2 years, she was with 6 different guys because Steve Trevor wound up dying. Yeah. Wonder Woman's been through many reboots. Biker chick Wonder Woman. Oh, I would love to see a biker chick Wonder Woman. But Like, the Hell Angels wings on the back, or maybe the pagans. Who knows? Go against the Hell's Angels. I'm not going to get involved in that. I'm not going to get involved in that. You start hearing some motorcycles outside, somebody's watching this live and isn't happy. So, and I'm going to let that go. I'm just going to let that slide. So, a lot of bikers in Jersey. So, forget about it, man. Like, she's an incredibly beautiful girl, and she's a model. But you go back and you look at whatever Fast and the Furious movie that she was in. When did they stop numbering movies, right? Like, I noticed that with Friday the 13th, part 4, part 5, part 6, and all that stuff. And it's like, why did they stop naming the movie? Why did they stop numbering the movies? I want to see the numbers. Sharknado's got it down. Keep the freaking numbers. We want to know the numbers. We don't want to remember the title, the New Blood and stuff. I don't want to remember all this stuff. I want to remember the freaking numbers. That's all I want. I want to be able to watch this in order without reading the back. Going, okay, where's the date? Okay, so this one comes in between. I don't want to do that. I want to watch my campy sleeper camp, murder shows. They're not mysteries. Horror movies. That's how I want to watch them. I want to watch them in a row. Okay, that's what I want. So same thing here. Same thing here. She did a fantastic job for what she is, but in the Fast and Furious movies, like, where was her acting chops? There was none. Where was her acting in this? There really wasn't much. All right. There's a reason why, and again, all the love in the world to Gal Gadot. She's an incredibly beautiful woman. I'm not going to sit here and say she's an incredibly gifted actress, because she's not. She's not. But she pulled it off very well. She had incredible direction from the director, Patty Jenkins, and she had an incredible supporting cast to move her along. Look, even the guy Charlie, right? Even that guy Charlie, I think his name was Charlie in the movie, the not sniper, the guy who's supposed to be the sniper, the serious Scottish guy who he couldn't shoot, right? He's like, there was finally the time, I think his name was Charlie. Charlie, take the guy out in the tower. He's like, I'm gonna do what the fuck are you doing? What are you freaking doing? All right. So he, what do you call it? But he was there for that scene so that Wonder Woman could say in her very, very beautiful accent with a very monotone voice, "No, Charlie, don't leave. Who will sing for us if you leave?" It was a good scene. It was a great scene. But aside from her very sexy smile, what did she really add to that? All right, even in her jokes, you know what I'm saying? "Oh, this is very good. The ice cream, this is very good. You should be so proud of yourself." There was no acting in that. Like, it was an ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no acting in that. And honestly, like, if she's an actress, if Paris Hilton were in the movie, would the movie be any different? You know what I'm saying? If she dyed her hair and she got a little bit more muscle, all right, okay, maybe a lot more muscle, but if Paris Hilton were in the movie, right? Like, these are the Paris Hiltons of the world. These are the Melania Trumps of the world, all right? There's a reason why Gal Gadot is going to sit there and in her interviews do her eyes, saying like Susan Hoff, I think her name was, from the Bangles. I don't know how old you guys are, but I was in love with Susan from the Bangles when she would do that "walk like an Egyptian" and do her eyes like that thing, like, oh my God, she's gorgeous. And I was like 10. I was 10 when that song came out, something like that, and just, oh man. Yeah, I think I went through puberty just looking at that alone. Go back and watch that video. Seriously, man, she was gorgeous. Regardless, that's these supermodel catwalk type people. That's all they know how to do. They sit their whole life in front of coaches, in front of mirrors, in front of cameras, and they just sit there and learn how to move their eyes and keep their mouth steady and hold their body in a pose. Like, that's what they know. That's what Gal Gadot knows. All right, I'm not trying to come down on Gal for that. I'm not trying to come down on Paris or Melania for that. That's just who these people are. That's the reason why they look the way they look, and they always look the same no matter what. They don't, because that's their look. That's all they know. That's their brand, their look, Think about Zoolander. Tell me I'm wrong. Go back and watch Zoolander, right? Every single time, I'm going to do this look, and I'm going to name this look, and Magnum, I'm going to do that look. And it was all the same look. I did it from the left this time. Did you see that? Like, come on! Like, it's the same thing. It's the same damn thing. Zoolander is one of those movies that just really deserves a lot more credit than it actually gets, all right? But regardless, she had an incredible cast and an amazing director who literally guided her through that movie. Even you think about the final scene, all right? When she's sitting there and she just got juked by freaking Ares, all right? and Ares did not do a good job. I did not want to hear that stupid freaking, like, no disrespect to British people, but when you've got a British accent for a Greek god of war, and seeing that mustache, like, couldn't they just black that face out and just had the red eyes like the George Perez comic books from Wonder Woman? Like, they could have just done that. Would that have been so bad? Did I have to see this guy's big freaking bushy mustache the whole time? I'm like, this guy looks like a Monty Python thing, for crying out loud. The Black Knight from the Holy Grail looked better than this. But I did like seeing, the armor come out, but I didn't want to hear the British voice anymore. They could have changed that. And what the hell are we looking at this dude's mustache for? What the hell? So, Spud from Train Spotting, good one. Does anybody act in the FNF? Yeah, good point. In the Fast and Furious films. No, Dick, I don't think anybody really does act in those movies. Oh, and you know what the big theme in those movies are? Family. It's all about family. Hey, yo, messing with the family. Oh, you messing with the family? They're very fun movies to watch. Just don't get too invested in them because... it's going to piss off your family. Mustache hate. Hey, there was no beard hate. But with all the hype, Captain Marvel may not stand a chance. Can Brie Larson performance beat out Gal Gadot? I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know. Marvel has a great track record. DC doesn't. But what's her name? Patty Jenkins has a great track record now. If you never heard of her before, you know her name now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know if Brie Larson can pull it off, but she's got a couple of years until she does. Guys, honestly, this is all about faith in the movies, man. What's his name? Joss Whedon wanted to do a Black Widow movie with Scarlett Johansson. Would it have been awesome? We'd like to think it would have. Scarlett Johansson is, what movie has she ever done solo that was amazing? Was it Ghost in the Shell? Lucy? What has she ever done that we said, she's an incredible actress? She's another one that, look, she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. Could she pull off a movie solo? Marvel didn't have confidence in her being able to pull off a solo movie. Even today, they don't have the confidence. So, it's one thing to sit and say, oh, well, Marvel's not doing such and such. Unfortunately, look, this is why I give nothing but pure respect to DC. They chose to make a Wonder Woman movie. That was a bigger deal than a lot of people are really giving credit to. That was a huge chance, a huge risk to make this movie, this Wonder Woman, this female-centric, this female lead movie. Very big chance, very big risk, especially after the track record. They themselves were not happy with the money that Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad made. They weren't happy with it. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot. For crying out loud, Ant-Man pulled about as much money as those movies made. So how do you make a comparison there? So that was actually a pretty big deal. That was a huge risk, and nothing but credit and love for them taking that risk. Marvel is going to try it out with Brie Olsen, and I'm hoping that it's going to be Brie Larson. Excuse me. I'm hoping that it's going to pay off. I'm hoping that all of it's going to pay off. I'm hoping that Scarlett Johansson actually gets a solo Black Widow movie. If she can pull it off. That's the thing. If she can pull it off. Go figure. But that's the thing. And I want you to really think about, as much as DC did do with this, did you guys get the chance to buy merchandise for Wonder Woman at the movie theaters? Because I always get these pop tops. I got the 2 Doctor Strange ones. I got 4 of the 5 Guardians of the Galaxy ones. I couldn't get Star-Lord in time. That sucks. What do you call it? Maybe one of these days I'll find it on eBay. I got the 3 from Batman vs. Superman right up here. This is my DC wall. That's my Marvel wall. You know what I'm saying? I got these. So, I got the Wonder Woman. I got the Wonder Woman, pop top for the soda containers, right? But there was no Wonder Woman merchandise, no Wonder Woman stuff being sold. There was no Wonder Woman tiara with, for the 3D glasses that you could buy. So, as much love as I'm giving to DC, you gotta acknowledge they still didn't have all the hope in the world for this. They're like, oh, if it's a success, It's like, Drago from Rocky IV. If he lives, he lives. If he dies, he dies. Actually, I don't think he said if he lives, he lives. If he dies, he does. I am real champion. Dolph Lundgren, man, love that guy. Do you know that guy is like he's got a master's degree in chemistry? That guy's actually really freaking smart. He got scholarships and full rides to incredible universities and everything. He's actually a really smart guy. That has nothing to do with this. But what else we got here? Brie Larson is a better actor than Gail. She may be. Honestly, I don't know. George Dumas, welcome. I don't know if she is or not. If you're sure, I have no reason to doubt you. I honestly don't know. I can't think of anything that she was in recently. Wolf, Ares was lame, fake ass Magneto. Nice one. And Domino will kick ass in Deadpool. I don't know. I hope she will. Deadpool was great. Can lightning strike twice? Let's find out. Dick, Black Widow and Daredevil movie, please. You know that they were going to do a TV series with Black Widow and Daredevil back then? Was it Gene Colan who was doing the art at the time? I think he was. I can't remember offhand, but yeah, that was such a popular comic that they were actually planning on. That was actually Daredevil's longest relationship, if you could believe that. Yeah, friggin', they might be able to pull off something like that one of these days. Why not? Have her make an appearance. I would be down with that. That's a really good idea. In the meantime, yeah, no merchandise for Wonder Woman. They didn't have all that much hope for it, so it is what it is. Where do you go from there? But yeah, what I was saying before was even the final scene that was in there that was so amazing, where she says, I'm fighting for love, against Ares. That was a really emotional scene, right? But not only was there an amazing soundtrack, all right, or an amazing score for the movie the entire time, but on top of that, so like that right there, that swoons your emotions. Try watching the scene without any music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the same. Try watching any scene without music. It's not the same. Why do young kids think that, young boys, why do they think that death is, I'm willing to die in a firefight and, like go out there and, bang, bang, shoot them up and yeah, I'm tough like that. You take the dun 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 out of getting shot in a movie, all of a sudden it's not so glorious anymore. It's just, holy crap, it punctured my chest and it burns. It's actually on fire. Oh wait, I can't breathe right now. Yeah. Being shot hurts. I don't know this from firsthand experience, thank God, but I know plenty of Purple Heart, veterans. My days in the military. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know from these stories that it's excruciating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's nothing fun about it, and there was no music playing when they got shot. Real life sucks. I still have not closed my mouth since the Black Panther trailer. Whoa, brother. Whoa. I'm getting there. All right, I'm getting there. And it sucks that, I think that a lot of us, though, the hype for a trailer is usually better than the movie itself. Anybody remember that fourth Highlander movie? All the lies that they gave us in that trailer? Go back and look at the trailers for that movie. First, go back and watch the movie. I'm not joking. Not The Source, the one that came out before that. This was an actual in theaters. It was the last theatrical movie where they had Connor and Duncan MacLeod in this movie. Go back and watch that movie. It was a good movie. It was worth watching. And then go and look for the original trailers for that movie. And you will look at the trailers and say, not a single goddamn scene in this trailer was actually in that movie. Not a single one. And I'm talking, they actually did special effects for these scenes. And they weren't in it. They were jumping through teleportation portals and stuff like that. Like, come on. So, yeah, sometimes you see a trailer, you be like, you go see the movie, it's like, whoa. Sometimes it's the exact opposite. You know what I'm saying? Be hyped for a trailer and the movie's not that good. I have been waiting for the Black Panther trailer for the past 40 years. All right? So I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? No, I haven't been reading comics since I was 2. But the idea is, yeah, ever since I first saw Black Panther, forget about it. Yeah, absolutely. In love with the idea. And I'm like, this will make an incredible movie. This will absolutely translate well in a movie, Just, dude, forget about it. So, yeah, I am hyped for it. But listen, that final scene, all right? That final scene with Wonder Woman, I just want to get that out of here real quick. That was amazing. But it was Chris Pine who pulled that off. It was Chris Pine, Steve Trevor, because at first she's shell shocked from getting her butt handed to her from what's his name, Mr. Mustachio, the the Aries, Aries, and he says, listen. First off, you can't even hear what's being said because she's shell shocked. Saying she can't hear, her bell's rung. So it's like all this stuff, and he's pointing, he's like whatever, and then he gets on the plane. And then, he's flying, and there's the Captain America scene, except he turns around and shoots the stuff instead. It is what it is. Freaking, at that point, she remembers everything that's going on. She's like, no! And she remembers, like he said, I've got to do this. No, you stay and you take care of this. I've got to take care of this, and he's leaving, I love you. And it's like, dude, every single guy in that movie theater I was with, we're all like, oh my God, he's like the man of her dreams. Wait, man up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were all like, oh my God, that was great. So what does she do later on? She's like, no, I fight for love. Dude, it was a great scene because of the build-up and because of the score and because, what Chris Pine just did. All that stuff. And then, of course, you see the other jabronis out there, doing what they're doing. And it's like, it's all really good stuff. Her scene by itself was bland. You know what I'm saying? There's two reasons why you liked it. It was because of the build-up and also because the pink ring of love, because everybody here has read Blackest Night. The greatest freaking crossover event in DC history, written by Jeff Johns, authored by Jeff Johns, masterminded by the maestro himself, Jeff frickin' Johns. I believe that is his real authentic middle name. I don't know. But forget about it, man. Like, that was, when she did that, she's like, for love. Yes, she fights for love. That's awesome. There's great comic book lore here. I don't think she had such a great scene. You know what I'm saying? She did a good job. She did a good job. Even Patty Jenkins, all right? Even though she loved having Gale in the movie, she herself says, I wouldn't have picked her for the movie. No, it turns out that I'm glad. Like, she was given to me, and it was like she was already in BVS, so she has to be in the Wonder Woman movie. If I were assigned to the movie, I never would have chosen her for the movie. I never, ever would have chosen her for the movie. Because... You know what I'm saying? But she did, granted, say afterwards, oh, but make no mistake, she did a great job, and I'm so glad that I got to work with her, and she was great to work with, and she really pulled the scene off. Absolutely. Is she an amazing actress? Not yet. Give it time. I have high hopes. All right? Once she gets out of the supermodel stage and into the full-blown acting stage, yeah, I think that, she'll be good. In the meantime, the Black Panther trailer. The teaser trailer, yeah, I haven't picked my jaw up yet either. That because also, first off, a shout out to Timo Harris. If you're watching this later on, one of my subscribers. Speaking of subscribers, just hit 800 while I was asleep. Awesome. I love you guys. I'm not joking. Like, put the music on. Let me get my my sapphire ring of love. Oh, it's really stuck on here. Okay, I got it. Okay, my fingers are too big for this. Let me just put it on here. My sapphire ring of love. I love you guys. Thank you. 800 subscribers. I think I'm at like 806 right now or something like that. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you so much. Genuinely, like, it feels good because, like, maybe one of these days this will wind up just being what I do, like my main thing, my main source of income and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I would love to be able to devote that kind of time to this. It's not my main job, though. It's just something I do on the side because I love doing this. And I think it does come off. You see me get excited or you see me get really, dejected when something, that, doesn't pan out the way that I wanted to in the comics or whatever. I have a genuine love and affinity for these characters. I get very personally invested in them, and it comes off. It shows. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, no, I genuinely, I don't just present myself as this. Like, this is the genuine article. I love doing this, so I love seeing the channel grow so quickly. I only just monetized a month and a half ago now. It was a month and a half ago, you know what I'm saying? And that's why all of a sudden the word's getting out, you know what I'm saying? What do you call it? I'm actually on the first page and things like that with certain search pages on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Because, so yeah, it feels good. And generally, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for sticking out with me. And I appreciate every single one of you. And I love being able to respond to every single one of you guys as I'm, doing this. I'm a small enough channel still that when I do get, somebody makes a comment on one of my videos, if I see it, and that brings me back to Timo Harris in a moment. When I see that, the notification for it, I right away respond back. I will take my time, and I don't have it hooked up to my phone or anything like that. It's just on my desktop. So when I come back to my computer and I see somebody, did something, my wife's like, all right, babe, we're going out real quick. We're like, whoa, babe, chillax, just a moment. Let me just respond really quick. You know what I'm saying? I got like 2 or 3, messages here, and I respond to them because absolutely, I appreciate you guys taking the time to, to comment on one of my videos, to take the moment to comment on one of my videos. Even the guys sometimes who are, if you call me an a-hole or something like that, I'm probably just be like, okay, I'll take the advice. I'm not going to respond to you. Screw you, But thank you very much for at least, taking the time to say something. Because even negative feedback is still feedback. You know what I'm saying? You take that into account. But still, I get a lot of love. I get a lot of like-minded people who love watching what I'm doing, who love watching the same things that I love watching, reading the same things that I read. You know what I'm saying is what I mean. So you take the time to write to me. I will absolutely take the time to write back to you. You know what I'm saying? Because genuinely, from my heart, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And you guys teach me, just like, I'm teaching also, or I'm giving my opinion. You guys are giving your opinions, and sometimes you guys are saying things back to me where it's like, holy crap, what's up with that? Just Wolf a couple minutes ago on the Black Panther reaction reminded me of that time that the swimming in the, or no, that was Blubba, Blubba Stud. Who was that? I'm going to have to actually delete things to get there, and I don't want to do that. But actually mentioning, the time that Black Panther and Susan Storm, the Invisible Woman, were coming on to each other in the lake that one time. I actually forgot about that, and I was like, holy crap, that's right. Holy yeah, that was what, Marvel Knights or something like that. That was, yes, that actually happened. And just forgotten about that. So yeah, I don't have an eidetic memory for comics or anything else. You know what I'm saying? So I don't remember everything that happens, and I'm not going to sit here and try and pose myself. It's one of the reasons why I stopped watching so many other comic book channels, saying, oh, these guys act like they freaking know everything. You don't know everything. It's impossible for you to have known everything. Some of you guys even say that you didn't read comics for this time to this time. So how could you went back and read every single comic? Nobody is a freaking, is perfect with all this stuff, with knowing every single comic that came out. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I don't act like I know everything. I don't know everything. And a lot of times you guys, you help me out. So you're helping me out. You're helping out the other fans, the other subscribers. And we are all one huge community. You know what I'm saying? Well, 806 people strong. But we're getting there. We're getting there, George Jamash, I hope we get to see Bast Panther God. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay, do we want to see that in the first movie? Do we want to do we want overexposure with it in the first movie? Maybe. Maybe? Because remember, a lot of guys don't know that Black Panther actually is an enhanced human. He's not just a human. He's a human, but he eats the heart-shaped herb, okay, which increases his powers to peak human, and only members of the royal family are allowed to take that. Plus, yes, the Panther God, by being the chieftain of Wakanda, or in this particular regard, for a while, the head of the city of the dead, the Wakanda necropolis, you get extra mystical powers, you know what I'm saying? Plus his tech, which is on par with anything that frickin' Tony Stark has ever done. On par with anything that he's ever done. And Tony Stark even said one time, if you ever made a suit, you'd be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Black Panther could make a suit if you wanted to. Check, I mentioned it last night. I believe it was issue number 10 of Totally Awesome Hulk. He actually makes a Hulkbuster suit, and it was pretty badass. No, the second movie. I just do my research. There you go. The second movie, yeah. If they had like a hint towards it, or maybe even like an after credit scene or something like that in the first movie, I'd be cool with it, because you don't want to just spring that on people in the second movie, but you don't want to force it on us in the first. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if they went into it a little bit more in the second movie, like, there's some big thing and you have to do some whatever, I think that'd be great. Like, you know what they could do? A lead-in, because Infinity War is about to pop. You know what I'm saying? Once that does, you're gonna have to address that with the the Black Panther. Like, Bast would absolutely say something about that. Does anybody remember when Dr. Doom was about to try and become God, basically God Emperor Doom over everything, and he actually had to get by Bast, the Panther God, and what do you call it? Bast said, "You are evil. Your intentions, everything that you do is pretty much like it's bad. But you're right. You're absolutely right, and you probably are the only person who can actually fix this problem. Like, that was an amazing, and I'm not doing it justice, guys. I'm not, but that was an amazing scene. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to see scenes like that. If only, what do you call it? Fox? Yeah, if only Fox Studios would wake up and say, listen, be nice to us with the X-Men, and here, you can have the Fantastic Four. All right, and all the properties there. Then let's play ball. Let's just open season, all right? But in the meantime, Black Panther is looking absolutely superb, and I can't wait to see it. Absolutely can't wait to freaking see it. The last thing I really want to talk about for the most part, unless you guys got other questions, is Comics Drake. I like watching this guy. He really gets into his comics. He's only been into comics, apparently, from his own mouth for the past 2 years. Maybe it's gone into 3 years at this point. In the Secret Wars, yes, George Damas. That was, I thought I said that. Maybe I didn't. Either way, there's a little bit of a delay. Sorry. So I think I said Secret Wars, but yes, good clarification. What do you call it? Comics Drake he's got a channel. It's a very huge channel. I hope one day I could get to that level that he's at. You know what I'm saying? He for the short time that he's been in comics, guy reads like crazy. You know what I'm saying? To have the knowledge that he's got and just pull that, pretty much out of his butt. He does a video like once a week, and they're really good videos. They're very good videos. He knows what he's talking about. He's absolutely an authority on comics. Absolutely, hands down. And he seems to have a really great personality. He seems like a good guy. He did say this one thing in one of the videos I was watching. I haven't watched all of his videos. I haven't watched anywhere close to all of his videos. I can't. It's just not enough hours in the day. But he did say something one time about how he wanted to talk about the ratings that people give to comic books. He said that they're not fair, they're not equal about them. He says that, and it's a fairly good point, but I think that it should be taken in context. It's a talking point. What he's creating a talking point in this particular regard. He says that I never see anybody, when they review comic books online, whether it's an article or it's a video, anything like that, that's the context I'm taking it in. Whenever he sees somebody reviewing a comic book, the worst grade, a comic book that they're just going to dump all over, they'll still give it a C- at the lowest. Maybe he said C+ at the lowest, whatever. But he'll say like a 4.5 is the lowest I've ever seen. Like if you're to dump on a comic, doesn't it deserve to have like a 1 or a 2 even, But that's what he indicates. And by the way, I actually got complimented that I do letter grades on my comics as opposed to 6.8 out of 10. Like that's unnecessarily confusing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be as simple as thumbs up or thumbs down. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's a world of extremes, and I hate extremes. I despise extremes. I like the idea of, like, even if somebody thinks, you're coming down on the Wonder Woman movie. No, you're on a red shift. You know what I'm saying, with the Wonder Woman movie, if you're like, it's the greatest freaking movie ever, and you're going to think that I'm in the blue shift over here, but I'm not. I'm actually in the middle. I'm in the green, and I'm trying to bring you a little bit closer to reality, to normalcy, word invented by FDR. Go figure, but it's a word now. It's in the dictionary. What do you call it? But, so I'm not an extremist on either side. I hate the idea of that. I love just walking the gray. I love walking the gray and being fair about it. I will give A+ to comics. I will also give Fs to comics. You know what I'm saying? But on top of that, when people are sitting there reviewing these comics, here's the thing. When I do give an F to a comic, it only takes but so many times where I'm just like, okay, this was an F. And if you get a couple of Ds, whatever, maybe I'll stick with you and see if you'll improve and whatnot. But if I give you an F, it usually means I'm done. I'm done with this comic. I'm not going to read you anymore. Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme. I may look at the next comic and if I don't like it, I may give it a 30-second review at best, and I'm including my intro and outro. You know what I'm saying? Which I try to make as quickly as I can, because nobody wants to sit through 7 to 15 seconds worth of comic book university. Nobody wants to see that. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I give exactly 1 full second of comic book university in the front, and then what do you call it? A 28th of a minute for it to fade into me actually, hey guys, Pressville Comic Book University, let's talk about, this comic book right here. I always like to get right into it. Inside of 4 seconds, I've already introduced myself, told you what comic book I'm going to be talking about, and now I'm getting into the comic book, because nobody's got time to sit there and all right, all this intro, let me turn the volume down because I'm at work in the bathroom looking at this stuff. No! Just, you want to just get right into it. So that's one of the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? Just get right into it. Anyway, when I give a bad review to a comic, and a really bad review, I don't want to keep spending my money on a crappy comic, a comic that I'm not having fun with. I love my comic books, and if I don't like this particular comic book, I'm going to say I don't like this particular comic book. I don't want to keep on giving bad reviews. Go and look at some of my the reviews that I'll actually put warning on some of them. Now I just stopped doing that. I'm just whatever, man. But you look at Cable. I think Cable was one of them. I got a thumbs down. I don't care about getting a thumbs down or thumbs up. Believe it or not, according to YouTube, if you get a thumbs up or a thumbs down, as far as they're concerned, it's pretty much the same thing, because it means that somebody actually decided to take the time to find and click on giving an opinion. You got an opinion on your thing. So the worst thing somebody could do if they don't like what I'm watching or what they're watching is to just not comment, not interact with it at all, just click off and just go away. You give a thumbs down on it, that's actually better than giving it a thumbs up, if you can believe that. Or no, better than giving it nothing at all. If you can believe that. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, it actually helps me out too. Oh, people don't like to see negative reviews for comic books. I actually knew that to begin with, but if I bought the comic book, I'm going to review the comic book and give my opinion of it. The trick is, I'm probably not going to buy the comic book again. I'll buy Cable issue number 2, and I'll give it a review if I'm buying the damn thing. But if I don't like it, here's the review. I will not be getting issue number 3. Generation X number 3 comes out this Wednesday. I'm not buying it. I'm not doing it. And like I said in that review, if somebody at the comic book store, they know me, they know I got a channel and all that stuff, and whatnot, and they'll say hey Bill, you ever what do you call it? Issue number 3, man, I'm telling you, it's actually really good. It's a surprise turner, and you love Quentin Quire, so boom, I think that you'll like this. Hey, if they say something like that to me, I'll buy the comic book. I'll give it another chance. But aside from that, no. I quit Avengers. I quit reading Avengers. I read the first 3, and I gave previews to those because I was so excited for the new Avengers by Mark Waid coming out. And those first 3 issues sucked. They sucked. But all of a sudden, one of the guys at the comic book store goes and tells me, hey, issue number 7, Bill, Dr. Doom is there, the infamous Iron Man. He's going to be in it. He's actually in it. It's not a little cock tease or something like that. It's not a clickbait cover. No. He's actually in the comic. He's actually pretty good. All right, I'll buy it. You know what I'm saying? I reviewed issue number 8. I don't know if I actually put it out yet. Did I put it out yet? Nope, I did not put it out yet. I took notes for it because I just didn't have time to do this stuff. But I did take notes for it, and I'm going to review this stuff probably after I hang up with you guys. The idea is I came back to the comic because somebody recommended it. But I will absolutely drop a comic because I don't want to give a bad review to a comic. I don't want to spend my money on a bad comic. So anyway, comic strikes thing doesn't apply to me. But here's the thing where it doesn't apply to anything. Just like I will give a bad review. I think everybody will give a bad review, but most people on YouTube and on the industry know if you give somebody a bad review, somebody's going to get upset at you. Somebody's going to get upset. They're not going to be happy, and they're going to not come back to your channel because, oh, you're dumping all over my favorite comic books. Look, if I don't review Generation X, because I don't like seeing the teeth, all the and this. Everybody's smiling, or not even smiling. Everybody's trying to do something where they got their mouth and their tongue sticking out, and not sticking out, but you see their tongue. It's dude, if you see people walking around with their mouths open, they're mouth breathers, and you make fun of them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to see that in my comic books either. I don't think it's good art. I don't think it's any good, and the stories aren't that great. Do you want to hear me talking about that all the time? No, nobody wants to hear that, especially not if you actually like the comic. If you like the comic, because somebody could like the comic. If you like the comic, you don't want to hear me dumping all over your favorite comic. So it's actually easier for me to just not review the comic. You'll never know that I didn't like the comic, and then boom, we're good. We're good. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, I hate Professor Bill, Comic Book University sucks because he hates my, Generation X or whatever. I don't want to be that guy. So I just won't review a comic. So it therefore transcends to, if you are reviewing a comic to begin with, you probably like the comic. You know what I'm saying? Unless you catch that one where he's just like, this comic sucks, I'm never going to buy it again. All right? For the most part, people are going to review comics that they like. And that's it. That's why most of the grades are in the C level or higher. And also, real quick before I jet, I want to give a huge shout out to Ryan, the former Nerdicist Ryan. He's going to be starting a new thing coming up this winter. Where he's going to be making figurines and dolls and small figures for Dungeons and Dragons-esque things. And I think it's going to be brilliant because the guy is really good at the stuff. He actually contacted me one time, actually several times. He's contacted me several times in the past, and he said, like, Bill, I really like your channel. It's really good stuff. Listen, check it out. Can I give you advice and things like that? And one of the advices that he said was to take down all of this, paint the wall a certain color, and then just put a couple figures up here and like place the hammer on a shelf and so on and so forth and things like that. And he's right. He's actually right. There is too much going on here. It's a distraction, but I'm actively planning on moving soon because I'm in a 5x5 room. It makes it very hard to do the sound in this, to make it not echo and things like that. So yeah, but it's great advice. And he's also the one who gave me the advice on doing letter grades to make it easier. I would have been good with a thumbs up or thumbs down, but not really. I was doing number grades for a while, and he's like, dude, you're comic book university, you're a school, so should you be giving letter grades? And he's right. He's right, and it was good advice, and I want to give a shout out to him. Another thanks. I thanked him before. But yeah, on top of that, Nerdicy in general, and if you guys like Dungeons and Dragons, you should be checking out Nerdicy. And if you know me already, and you know me from every Thursday every Thursday at noon New York time, I run a game on Nerdicy. A superheroes game. I run a game for the Nerdicists and several other writers there. I write for Nerdicy also. Every Monday my article goes up on nerdicy.com. You can check me out there. And also they're going to have a live podcast probably in like 2 hours. Anyways, it's all good stuff, and I just want to give a huge thank you because those guys are always shouting me out, and I don't feel like I shout them out enough. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so Coder... No, I'm going to get your name right. Codered Onio 100. Okay, it just looks like Ontario because I'm actually in Ontario, Canada right now. I'm in Mississauga, so Greater Toronto area. So it just looks like a cross between Toronto and Ontario. But okay, just found your channel, fam. Good content, good content, and keep that shit up. Black Panther will be lit. You damn right. And thank you for showing up, man. Wolf, I hate those comic snobs. Nah, man, people are good. And George Dumas, people got mad at me for saying Wonder Woman was not good, not a great movie. George Dumas, do you actually have a channel? Because if so, put it in there. Or if you got something that you want to add, advertise, please, seriously, real talk, throw it in here, man. I would absolutely give you a shout out. Why not? It's nothing but love. We're all comic book nerds, right? But anyways, yeah, that's really all I've got. If George is going to throw something in the next couple of seconds, then, cool. I know there's a bit of a delay, but anyway, yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, Comics Drake, really good people. But that one thing that he said, I think that he's kind of saying it from a vacuum. You know what I'm saying? Because people can not like a comic book and simply not review it. So they're only reviewing ones that they like. That's what I usually try to do. Like I said, I will stop spending money on crappy comics. Why am I going to support a crappy comic? I'm infuriated that Mosaic stopped after issue number 6, was it, right? No, issue number 8. It was after issue number 8, Mosaic stopped. And I actually got retweeted by both of the creators, the artist and the writer, and the artist actually commented on my issue number 8 because I sent them a link to Mosaic Explained in a Minute because I loved the freaking character so much, and I'm hugely disappointed that they canceled it. Meanwhile, there are other, and I'm not going to compliment one comic creator by disrespecting another comic book creator. I'm not going to do that, but I'm saying certain comic books that are still running right now, I don't know why they're still running. Meanwhile, Mosaic was canceled. That was an amazing comic, and it never, ever should have been canceled, especially not this early in the game. Those were incredible stories. It's an incredible character, and I expect Volume 2 to come out sometime soon. In the meantime, guys, that's all I got. George Dumas, you throw something on here or just, comment in one of my videos and whatnot if you actually got a YouTube channel, or you got articles that you write and whatnot, I would absolutely cross promote. Absolutely. Anyway, guys, so Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Take it easy, guys. Enjoy your Saturday. Class dismissed.